How to move from procrastination to motivation. Abraham Maslow was noted to have said, and I quote, "Why is it that we are all born with limitless potential, yet few people fulfill those possibilities? How many times have you yourself heard, 'They have such potential, if only they would apply themselves'?" Struggling to get and stay motivated is not a sign of laziness or psychological weakness. Simply put, motivation is determined by biological and environmental sources. First, biologically, our brains are naturally resistant to the stress experienced whenever contemplating change, even if the change would prove to be positive. Our brain aims to return us to a state of equilibrium, thus reducing or eliminating the drive or motivation to make the change necessary to achieve our goal. Secondly, environmental experiences starting when we were young and continuing into adulthood influences how we view ourselves and our ability to achieve success in any future endeavor. Regardless of the source, lack of adequate motivation can reinforce any negative feelings you have about yourself. It can make procrastination a way of life, and even impact directions you take and decisions you make that otherwise would bring you closer to what you want to be. Lack of motivation can also lead to increased anxiety and depression. How do you push yourself forward, despite everything inside you telling you it is not worth the effort, stress, and self-doubt? The following strategies may help push you forward. Develop a clear sense of purpose. This may be as hard to develop as it is to motivate yourself. What it means is to sit down and think what you truly want to accomplish and map it out with specific steps, regardless of the push not to. Engage in positive self-talk. There is a natural tendency, for all the reasons stated above, to think negatively and lull yourself into a sense of complacency. Replace those thoughts with positive encouragement, regardless of prior self-imposed negative thinking. Focus on one thing at a time. Resist the temptation to do too much at once. Doing that only sets yourself up for failure, thus reinforcing the same old, same old. Treat setbacks as learning experiences. Setbacks are often seen as failures and reasons not to push forward. Remember, the setbacks don't define you, but what defines you is having the courage to push forward despite the setbacks. Challenge yourself to push through new opportunities. Throughout life, unexpected opportunities present themselves. So be open to what life brings and take full advantage of them despite the initial fears and resistance. Define who you want to be. Resist the temptation to allow others, as well as the routines of life and our own unique physical and psychological makeup, to define who you are. It boils down to self-acceptance and knowing that you are more than who you may think you are and what you can be. In closing, I have come up with a list of things you can do to increase your motivation. But let us face it, there will always be that mindset that will attempt to bring you back to the old ways of thinking and behaving, no matter how old you are, no matter how many times you have tried and fallen short. You are a person of much value and capable of more than you think you can do. I want to leave you with a quote by George Eliot. He said, and I quote, "It is never too late to be what you might have been." A special thank you to the Town Fair Tire Foundation for making the production of How to Move from Procrastination to Motivation possible.